Now, after that panel discussion on pharma role in digital transformation, I would like to thank Dr. Beena, Haroon Qasim, and Samad Salim for making such valid points and making us aware of the role of pharma in digital transformation. Next up, we have a session by Ms. Maliha Charania. So over to you, Maliha.
Hi, everyone. I hope you all are doing great and enjoying the summit so far. I'm Maliha Charania, and I will be talking about a topic that is really, really close to my heart, which is women in healthcare and cybersecurity. Before I get started, I just wanted to thank the sponsors, CXO Global Forum and HealthTech Summit, for having me as your speaker today. Before we get started, I just want to give you a very, very quick introduction about myself. Again, as I mentioned, I'm Aliha Charania. I'm a seasoned cybersecurity professional within the healthcare region. I have over 12 years of experience in designing and leading global healthcare cybersecurity initiatives. I started my career with KPMG, moved to Aga Khan universities and hospitals, where I established their security function and led the security function for around 3 years or more. And then I moved to the United States, and I'm working as a senior manager there at a very healthcare focused consulting firm called Metatology Services, where I go to different healthcare providers and payers and provide them with security and privacy related services. I'm very excited to be speaking with you all today on a topic that I'm so closely attached with. And that's enough about me. So let's get started. Here's a very quick agenda of the conversation that I want to have with you today. We'll start with a brief introduction on career in healthcare cybersecurity, why a lot of people, or women especially, don't seem to be interested in this career. What are some of the options, in this career that people may not, expect of or may not know of? And what are the skill sets that are needed that some people may not be aware of to succeed in this career? So basically, this session is all for all of you who are looking to learn more about cybersecurity as a career within healthcare, if you are an existing cybersecurity professional and you want to expand your knowledge or learn how to motivate others to be part of this career, then this session is definitely for you. And finally, it's for anybody who's just curious to learn more about it. So in short, this session is for everybody. So before we get started, actually, let's get right into it, right? I just want to spend a few minutes to talk about the fact, that we may all be aware of, which is why is cybersecurity such an important issue in this healthcare space? Gone are the days when cybersecurity was very important in the financial sector and only financial sector was the target because, it involved money. Healthcare is becoming equally, if not a bigger target. Number of attacks that are happening these days are targeted towards healthcare. I'm sure you all have heard about ransomware attacks that are happening, right? Or attacks that are happening related to medical devices, which is impacting lives of people. Now, if you want to think of it from the standpoint that when a breach happens in the financial industry, when a hack happens in a financial industry, the maximum impact is towards the money, and money is the only thing that gets mostly impacted along with, data of people. But when healthcare when healthcare gets breached, when medical devices gets attacked, lives of people are on the line, which is why it's so much more important to focus on cybersecurity within healthcare. And which is also why there are so many penalties, coming out there by different regulations that are being enforced in the healthcare space. So now that we have set the tone, of why it is important, why cybersecurity is so important within the healthcare field or in general, let's take a look at the state of the workforce available. Being in this industry for so long and knowing the opportunities that they are in the cybersecurity space, I always used to wonder, why there is such a huge shortage of, skill set, a huge shortage of workforce in this career. I remember being in cybersecurity classes, not just in Karachi, but also in US. and there weren't too many people to begin with in the classes. And even in those classes, the number of women used to be significantly smaller than the number of men. Probably, I think in my master's program, we were 15 people altogether in US, and out of 15, only 3 of us were females. So you can just imagine, the workforce shortage is so huge within cybersecurity career, but then, there are just not even as many women there in that career. This is why, I wanted to dig a little deeper and do some of my own research as to, why are there people not interested in this career, especially why are women not interested in this career? This led me to write a few articles. This led me to present in certain conferences and conduct some panel discussions as well with fellow colleagues in cybersecurity space to talk about, what's the issue, what's the problem, why is there a huge gap? So the stats that you see here on the slide are just some of them that I had captured in the past, and I've updated it to this date. If you search right now on Google, the best technology job that's available out there, cybersecurity is number one. It will be the number one job just because of how critical this career is, how important this career is and how many attacks that are happening each and every day. And even then, even though, there is a huge gap in the talent, the demand is so high, there aren't too many people to fill that role. And out of those people, only 10% of the cybersecurity workforce is women. So this is surprising, right? Like, why such a booming career has so few women to begin with? And not only that, I think the most surprising stat for me was that by the time a woman turns 16, she has already decided that she doesn't want a career in cybersecurity, which was extremely, extremely shocking for me that at the age of 16, I don't even know what I was doing. I was probably, in my undergrad, just studying, learning more about technology, thinking about what career I want to be in. So throughout this talk, we'll try to uncover why this is the case, why there is such a huge shortage of people in the cybersecurity space and why, especially women are just not interested. But to understand why, I took a pause and thought that what was the reason why I got so excited about a career in healthcare cybersecurity to begin with, which thought that if I understand my reasoning, I may be able to understand why some women are not, opting for it, or I may be able to coach them better that, hey, this is why I chose this career. And maybe, if this excites you, you can join this career too. So for me, cybersecurity is an extremely exciting career. It offers a wide variety of opportunities as you can touch a lot of aspects within not just technology, but outside technology as well, that you probably cannot with any other role. With cybersecurity, I was able to participate in penetration testing, for example, or ethical hacking, but I was also able to do some of the other governance-related roles, such as conducting risk assessments or building risk management programs for different organizations, understanding different legislations, different laws, participating in developing policies. Due to this, there are so many opportunities within the cybersecurity space, which a lot of people may not be aware of because they probably think that cybersecurity is just to do with hacking. Whenever I get asked what's my career, after explaining my role, the first question I get asked is, do you know how to hack? Which tells me that there's a huge assumption, right? Which we'll get into in a bit about assumptions of this career. But there's a huge assumption that cybersecurity is a highly technical career. Anyways, going back to why I chose this career is because plenty of opportunities, plenty of variety. There is no one day where I'm bored. Every day I'm doing something different. And finally, why healthcare and cybersecurity? Why did I choose this very specific niche area? Because it just makes me feel good. It just makes me feel good about my career. Because if I'm working towards securing healthcare facilities and medical devices, I know that I'm not just saving money, but I'm impacting people's lives. I am helping in some way or the other to save people's lives, because nowadays there are hacks that can impact medical devices, which can, lead to loss of lives of people, unfortunately. And I feel that this is the feeling that I will not get if I was, in a different career, or if I was within cybersecurity space, but in a financial sector. So I laid out all the reasons, about why I chose this career, but the ultimate question still remains that why are women not interested in this career? So by doing some research, by talking to different women in different panels that I've conducted or different interviews that I've conducted, here's what I found. And one big thing we just talked about or touched a couple of minutes back, right? There's a big assumption that cybersecurity is only to do with hacking. And it's a highly technical field where you need advanced, expertise to succeed in this career. And this is the biggest one, where people assume that you need to be a tech wizard in order to succeed. Other reasonings I found were related to it being a male-dominated career, which kind of is true. It's not wrong. It is male-dominated career. I think the IT field in general is pretty male-dominated, but the other reasons, that job being high stakes, probably true, but other jobs are high stakes too. Competitive, there's a high stress involved, it's dangerous, and there aren't enough opportunities. Now, are these assumptions real? Some of them are, most of them are not, especially on the side that to succeed in a career within cybersecurity, you need to be a tech wizard, which is absolutely not true. If you want to go into the technical side of cybersecurity, then yes, you do need those technical expertise. But if you are more into governance, if you are more into strategy side, then you can, go into other areas of cybersecurity too. Just as an example, I've laid out some different career options or career paths within healthcare cybersecurity space that I've personally explored most of them, if not all. So I can pretty much tell you which ones, you need to have some technical expertise, but which ones you can go without it, where, you can use your existing experience or knowledge or bare minimum knowledge of security and still be able to succeed if you work hard. So if you want to be in the technical side, understandable, you will need some technical skills if you are going into ethical hacking or pen testing or digital forensics role. But if you are more into business side or governance side, policy development, then you don't need as many technical skills. If you are going into security risk assessments, compliance with standards, risk management, none of those careers, or awareness and training, as a matter of fact, none of those options really require any advanced technical skills. You just need to know a little bit, you just need to be aware of business side of the house more in order to succeed in this career. And I know quite a few friends actually who have made a switch to cybersecurity from very different career choices. I know one nurse who switched to cybersecurity after practicing nursing for I think 8-10 years. And she's thriving. I know a teacher. I know one of the person who was into international relationships. I know a lawyer. I know a handful of lawyers who've actually made the switch into cybersecurity, because cybersecurity and legal, law, that's a really good combination because of the new legislations coming out every day. So in short, there are some career paths within cybersecurity where you will need some technical expertise, but largely it's a myth that you need to be tech savvy in order to succeed in cybersecurity as a career. So what skills do I need to succeed? You must be thinking about that okay, I've laid down all the career options, I've given you different pathways that hey, you can do XYZ, but what's that skill? What's one skill if you need to learn in order to succeed in this career? So of course, skill set definitely varies based on the path you select within cybersecurity space. However, according to me, the biggest skill that is communications. I say this to a lot of people that cybersecurity is not an IT issue. It's not a technical issue. It is very much a business problem. In order to communicate, how it affects, to business, one must be able to communicate the concerns in a way that is understandable by the business owners. Now, one example is at the highest level, the board of directors, or the board in general, or the executives, they will not understand or care about the scan results of a vulnerability scan. They probably would not even understand or would not want to understand, all the 100 document pages that you will get from a vulnerability scanning result. However, what they will care about is, as a result of that scan, what is our posture against, ransomware, for example? Because getting breached or getting a ransomware attack would directly affect the business and its operations. So being able to use those, technical scans, being able to use the data that you have to present to the executives what is their current risk posture, making that risk visible to them is, what needs to be done. And for that, you need excellent communication skills to make it more relatable and understandable at all levels. Now, looking at all of that, looking at the technical, vulnerabilities through a business lens and providing that input to the executives will allow them to make an informed decision in terms of where the investments need to be made. And that is the biggest skill that you need to have if you want to be part of a cybersecurity career. Again, nothing technical, right? Just communication skills, right? And which I'm sure a lot of us, all of us within the healthcare space at least, have at the basic level. And I don't want to say that women are better communicators, but several studies do show that women are slightly better at communicating than men. Not that men are not great at communications, but women are more relatable and they can give, they can communicate in a way that can be relatable and that can have a bigger impact. So women definitely have an edge already there. So if I had to give you or tell you one skill that you need to succeed in this career, that is going to be communications. Now, finally, the current state, this is my last slide, actually, and I want to leave by talking about the current state of cybersecurity here, especially within the healthcare. We all know that it's not the best. There is a huge skill shortage within the healthcare industry, within the cybersecurity space, especially. There are attacks happening every day on a daily basis. There is ransomware happening at different hospitals. Bad guys are after healthcare, industry. If they want to harm people, healthcare is the place that they will, look for when they want to target. So there's a huge shortage of people who are available to combat or fight against it. So encouraging more women to be part of this career can help bridge gap. As a woman, I'm at least trying to do my part by not only, leading by example, but also by participating in such forums to raise awareness and debunk some of the myths, around this career, like needing, technical expertise or cybersecurity is only to do with hacking, which clearly it's not, and I'm trying to do whatever I can, whatever opportunities I can find to mentor and coach women in their careers. And you can do the same as well. To help build a stronger and a bigger cybersecurity workforce within the healthcare region. So for all the cybersecurity professionals out there, please keep spreading the word, providing support and showing potential colleagues what a career in cybersecurity is really about. This is a message to all those out there who are still deciding on a career or are too scared to choose cybersecurity as a career. Don't be afraid of making this choice. Think of all the difference that you can make in this field, right? And after hearing this, if cybersecurity is something that interests you, don't be afraid that you will need X number of certifications or X number of skills to be part of this career. You don't need that. You just need to do your research, find a good mentor, and just get right into it. I can say for a fact, I don't have too many certifications and I'm thriving in this career, thankfully. And you can do the same and you can do even more. So just if you put your mind to it, you can do it as well. And again, I just want to thank you and thank CXO Global Forum for giving me the opportunity. And thank you, everybody, for taking out the time to listen to my talk. I hope you all have a great rest of the summit and a great evening. Take care, and I'll hopefully talk to you or see some of you soon. Bye.